Ready? Wait, what time do you have? Malungil tutan mergalureng sa Eco Paradise FM Palau Wave Radio. Kidiregal merenga sulem el mo sabem lo mesasel PNCC live YouTube tel press conference relal tutau. Kidiregal sabem el mo omesengira channel 74 digital TV ra PNCC. Tagir el press conference relal tutau direkal sbilo mesengira a Facebook page rela toga gagro sa rolelen sabem ngarangil dilgera serbelau makrel belau yoreng set el press conference lo ngela president Rebecca Long Lorior magimal merenga seliu no sibil tunin rela tutau e mal ngal tangat le president Musa Omanged mar bebirar minister sengi endi ngoragat nged el morniti al press conference o mentir minister sa imortira mlamo o sabi da lo magadonik na sing doctor lem langwa PhD ngira education e Omanged rela tutau el Minister Education el Dr. Sinton Sualablay. Malungil tutan merga Mr. Presidente, congratulations el mergao ma tiran Minister Sagao, manggal Minister ra Education em langwa PhD ngi. Egi molngit Mr. Presidente bo mga asmeril tel press conference relal tutam.
Sulang Mr. Salvador Talams, multutaw le gorgao ma Bernadette, Leilani ma Cambes, Bersara Medial ngartiang kadamral mla today is December 9th kadamla sois para el tela Christmas for sure mang direct lakal bola kauror mga niya bebira ministers libus el alguk nga bebira applications lo laboring ding you're right tara dol oswarel alsil sa say you never stop learning in life malubem adaban sa cloud ngir ka maumsubem rang idil ngarang so in this instance kuk msulal recognize ra effort ra Minister Sinton Sualablay kuk mo on his own time effort ngi kuk mla advance himself ng PhD ngira at ora higher education. Salvador megumte ergido rokuy maldo renga sulela rubak Dios as we approach Christmas in madangel was in atarakot el Thanksgiving el gired el mel aswara tial COVID free and I'm really hoping it continue maintain our situation madabora dolge de bora da sabira Christmas in sabi del continue maral appreciate celebrate our Christmas with the families extended family mabluwa salba akle we will continue to maintain that as we move forward. Minister Robert Sangartiang among mo sabi el mo miskida update trayel guk effort sergidel girela umbeliula vaccine le seguida taramal immediate challenge immediate el corago lergida other belaw las el alblabo doreng sa isela vaccine in gukwang situation lergida mate leather other belaw that ultimately is the solution al mortal situation al dalbang malungil silsen may budul ma arklay maru pilong ma ever recline arubukul mar sila blur belaw nga alsel may kred belaw happy holidays el mergamin uerak sa ulaw la Dr. Robert se Salvador kum direkal malmsaw well partra news and din direkal mal giredal mo mal aswara a heroic agel lerula adra blu lo soblak langar especially in tamasang talamal malubeng kariyon mladu mo risk a life for tirel mo swiraan domu le klutel lobang kami whether recognize ra Virginia Umayan niya police sergeant lay off duty larap trulaang ni mabuy kang ngarar dal Lawrence Dialul to magkaril ade on their own private time tamlarap tulang sanggel adra huriping na Philippine National el milkaliam le web tratao immediately ang lo sabaril usok radao el ngua ataya range ra tilamlay ngun dia class rescue ng kaladal era ros no sabira aradal ngul mo ospital nga silo bala aklangar ngi because of these heroic actions ay gidia dal direct al momol aswal waseng ngomru already the lomla rendirar at altang kutkora mo ngoraken hindi ka dol aswar hindi sel happen ni kadamaran momol aswal waseng thank God and direct ngariar adal sabil risk aklangar tiril guk save aklangar arbebirar ad and that's always going to be a good thing makmalum te ergita other belaw kada recognize merenga sulira efforts at tirgal terul gekaril ad because of them in mongila Christmas and gel ad ma family ni chilob agi direct Salvador I know kada marmara lubong ra calendar year 2020 digi continue loro lobangela olbira lulaw ra gel gukmo usab edel sumok el girira other belaw so aklugu kara at 3 o'clock ak invite kami ang other media may join our national and state leadership el morngi ra para mayong rubugo belaw morsey olbira lulaw ra Senate ma House mar governors mar speakers of course president ma vice ma cabinet ringi mar directors sa government ta morsey may gel maklaw tutelel ang alel board ma commissions wa PPUC ma PNCC ma PNCC ay gidia ma BSCC ay gidia direct sa dal borak lugu kita boria al dura dalong le dal waseng kada gire lagel tangra gel gire dal matmok agenda ru erabol mereka tiarak maluwalu erabol mereka tial long through el government mga gel dolas mal el guk kutmok le provide the information el mortial maral mil government mal on through matang mal direct el sabe el cladale elungila information on maru will other belaw siya klol mokte ka maki-invite ka mi then one of the things el abo direkal mo ngitra Dr. Roberts mo tatsergi tial tokora guru senda dadal mora at Taiwan siya malmol maltaramal critical service el ngara el girela government el continued provider ni yes kadangara lockdown a commercial airlines el dirakabol so dal open as merela blur belaw girela mass tourism malubeng closed klakang kodang al may and the ngariya ni dra adadal giril tob der belaw el moraw guru maselbol merekal ngaw guru le direkal giril may mga direkal malmon ngariya dastal ngal krasku lel guk namo dakal sabiil nga ra school and dakal require a physical presence at tir sabiil di online matriya gida directly gida lo mes lo sen makara kamo sutril merbelaw tabay nga rebela selba akle balumul Michael mokte kertir dire que Salvador el digi quickly in last week en larinya selwal formal lo idela dialara patrol boat USS Remlik 2 el meragablemente tergid mang aktiregal dingut teal mal congratulate Vice President Minister of Justice Arnold Oilo ma bekel adala Bureau of Maritime Surveillance direklom tergida adabela kadamrenga sulela kablement Australia el provider dial el ngara medal 3 million na aral ludo dra Miguel so la imle di mukra angeswa ngalagay damlora Australia el altaim el ngari COVID ra blur Australia e bain lo sabair el maya necessary training el mo ulen sabil makaliti al dial operator ngi e ngul merbelaw mang ngari arm gegrel about 20 some I believe el ngalagyan nortial training e assignment tertira ngartial USS Ramlik 2 captained by Chief Emerson Nobuo ngay gidi ako ding mal lungilar ngudal overall picture at tora marine law enforcement enforcement ral udal girela Palau National Marine Sanctuary ma protected area networks rablur belaw yung lamur niya pa SLD ledel sa itigal buigal lomteera kabalmen tergide malmol malmangkarim sa baakla e kada mga wall waigal labela blur belaw ak plol duli Salvador hindi kada plol kauklat kani abela di 1% land ding 99% ocean yes kada we're a small island country and we're also a very large ocean state masel guktumura klagan ngela da belaw territory rablur belaw en maklol area mang any assistance ma partnership sa beedal gut mukli lo bangela blur Amerigel blur Shabal blur Australia blur Taiwan ay gayida igel mo ongoswira effort sergidal mral mangkar sa beedal wasing mral tial entire territorial boundary ma jurisdiction of blur belaw ang nga legitimate effort sergidal gut mukla ong ilurioran mangkar at tingul mertiang sola mulingit ra Minister Roberts man labas kita update ra tagidal to ra COVID magigidal nges vaccine program albang ringi auriule minister ko ngaringa asabel information provide Minister Baclaira to ra Christmas gagida sina Minister Sadang ra to ra udo Minister Sala Blaira to ra school Minister
Señor Presidente multitaw maadbela rogui tutay Salvador como Cambes the very quick update plura of this morning in Gadomes 68 million positive cases. The one recovery rate tigem na recover ang 40 million. Tigem na mad ang 1.5 million. Seguida agora di quick shasing. They already passed 7,000 positive cases. Eli ang another 15 positive cases, one additional death. Total naman na 114. Tigem na receive one user Eli was in Ganya one rang alagyan possibly other below Mladra Miguel. Still gathering information and that was from COVID-19 somewhere in Texas. Basir po gudang muto wise. Anyway, tira close to 3 era to tang nga tabletop activity ra EOC prepare girela tele vaccination process uringi sendo mesra ticket partners again ma information the receiver CDC FDA schedule mo approve sel Pfizer vaccine December 10 ilang December 9 which is by Friday ito na schedule approving once an approver say and then it's gonna be rolling out Moderna sel the other vaccine December 17 FDA will look into it di gel togoy bladreng sa very optimistic and mau roll out sige lang klo tutte do sa dingin to togol adra blua ora pagik lemdakt giretal vaccine ni this is nothing new sadoy seral boringa gay de SARS MERS several years ago tamne statel bru la vaccine girela coronavirus tial COVID-19 na coronavirus. Hindi gel SARS mamer samno kuram iway mutuk ko ambil era tial rura vaccine and then tiagid elara ka sel ko klomo la COVID-19 and they just took over el muta continue. Ngal ko able fast track ringi se do mes ringi ngal ko amre the work has been going on for a while. Yel manglorin di AW lang tial vaccine loru ringi is being tested. So far it looks good. Mang ay gida ma remain continue mala vaccine na adam gigrenal con meklo. Rele la vaccine ay gatablo bengel ngangi mak mosma hindi sel egel tulbo dola ngod sel egel regular vaccine ngangi lang. Wa flu vaccine kida mala ngi ma egel baby na arwa polio ma gagi de tetanus ma mumps tablo ngua gigi del vaccine se lorun tungua tiagi del virus rakta ngume embargo dai lutringin malmum itut embargo tungu rusura ad enough amount of response ra ad subdi ad was tial natmura badega tiakal it's an enemy menulia soldado mo od alakri seguida build up immune system bergau ul mangaringi sel dong godoni was a booster shot sel walong eru shot sel gota litial immune system go develop para soldado hindi baby na time te makasay soldado hindi ba nga direct ko test tra nga wasin sa tolerated tial vaccine embargo gadam sang misel first dose of all ko agre affecting hindi sel long eru dose basically one pushed up double el moboto ay gigi de soldado ngem el mutos misi ese gigi de kama se immune me like gigi del tool vaccine Moderna ma sel Pfizer works that way ngania first ma second dose ngi inding klagaro sara Moderna ma Pfizer ma seguido AstraZeneca Oxford England ambrurgi ospe raigal live virus dai luterngi oban brusara seguido lang adomes ngi ngwa efficacy ngi awal 70%. Pfizer ma Moderna atribul ki ngod atetelel instead of a live virus ito dingo mRNA sel what generic makeup para tel virus ngurusura at yung mora cells ra embruguli a virus similar embruguli protein similar mortial covid virus apa nga mang recognize ngin mutiang foreign body embruguli soldado lo alakring mung tamas ka sel first dose mung trigger ngi embrgo nga 28 days after embrgo talmo tamas ka second dose embrgo egidam na mo what immune cell labornya a COVID exposure apa nga amount of response el la krim de apomser mung pedro si siungi mai gagi de flu virus de dolari et flu vaccine din tergibul moda aurelel and it's very safe according to the testing mungari sige there's a big question I know you asked it Bernadette difference between effectiveness and efficacy. It's important to let the people know yes efficacy just means when you're doing testing a certain group of a small population how that vaccine works in that small group determines the efficacy of the vaccine. The effectiveness is when you roll it out to the public, the whole public, and the end result is the effectiveness. So we're sure 100% and you get 90%. That's how effective it is. So basically, both are important. The overall, we want to see the effectiveness after the entire population has been vaccinated. Melang the Pfizer is being hopefully be rolled out on December 10. Hindi ka cold storage again. We're still trying to get the minus 70-degree freezers. There's a little bit of short supply. I'm working on getting some. I get first the Pfizer vaccine, the blood allocator makuha masaywan. Hopefully, they need more help over there now. It helps us if we vaccinate them first too. Kita mingi na Moderna in first week of January, hopefully. Kita data roll kita ada CDC. Still, when the vaccine comes, already I give them it early, and there's already been a plan by EOC, other Ministry of Health, that basically mo vaccinate the first tigil nga front lines, tigil 65 and over, tigil wall and other underlying conditions. Eventually work our way down to everybody. Hindi guidelines. Children under 12 at Yakabodoro Sutil and Dirgamrana ongoing studies. So far, children under 12 are fairly resilient. MCC up the and among the worry about them. Pregnant mothers, I recommend getting the vaccine yet because there's still ongoing studies. One question that's been coming up: if you've been positive, do you still get the vaccine? And the recommendation now is yes, go ahead and get it. And the reason is gadungutial vaccine I mean sum mosmer ngakaro sa klungil arak tamar at ngani ako ati gegrel tretere apangina angu mung gegre mauta gegrel response tumungin ngani adu mal mosmer mung walklo antibody mung gakaros atungu vaccine it will just boost your whatever immune system you have. So it's recommended even though na mosmer mungin mga vaccine ng mutun mga ngosugaw. So it's definitely diakan makita to lang Mena gigidre lang awal ko atitele la telurior anticipate kita di less than 20,000 15,000 or so. May gel mlekot el loul meskida da CDC was maybe sugumun sabiir to meskida let's say like 30,000 doses. That's about 15,000 people. Then two doses each, and that's manageable. So then lagi plan tigale vaccinators hospital. Plan was said maybe do 500 a day, and within a couple months we should finish the first batch, and then hopefully by April, May, we get them la complete trouble Roger. Mungkot o message say Hindi, Presidente, we remain COVID-free. We're talking about, of course, we worry about the economy and everything, so we're talking about a bubble travel bubble with Taiwan. Hindi, Taiwan is, consider Taiwan, it's COVID-safe, but it's not COVID-free. They have cases going in still every day, but they have contained it border airport at Serablo safe. Hindi ngani say the risk, so we have to continue hopefully with the vaccine coming around the corner instead of rushing to increase the risk. Close to trail, even if you vaccinate everybody in Palau, we cannot open right away just yet until we see how things are going around. If we vaccinate everybody 100% here, but Philippines is not vaccinated and they come in and they get sick, we still have to take care of them. So that's the other thing is, we may have to mo a requirement a living document, either passport or something that says you got the shot. Hindi wat yellow card mo man, it has to be somewhere on travel. It says a vaccine. Other methods, we have to require that. Initially on, the continued test to make sure until such time the safe. There's still quite a lot of work to do before we can say we are safe to open. We have to open up. Indeed, this is what we can be thankful for. we're COVID free. We still have freedom of movement. We have the local economy, so it's important to maintain that. And to Awana Smer, basically we lose that. So I gotta give the effort to the rule, from the beginning until now. Continue to enforce oily safe time instead of rushing, and then hopefully we can hopefully indicate time and open up. Adang magiging ang kanya question. One more, President, issue a medical referral. Nani saludo a Taiwan al dulentire marwan sa el mosquita for charter flight lo titira smer. As in number 3 charter flight tamera December 13 el al Thursday night, Friday morning. Lo tagar smer bukmalar smer el ma Taiwan sel one number 4. Molester sige charter flight January 13. And hopefully after that, and sa other book mo arrange maybe some sort of a normal schedule. Law nga Taiwan mas may kasi will continue. Hindi ka nang selling. Even during COVID-19, gida dito sa other workers may Taiwan, bring us to Taiwan, and all the efforts that's been made. At the close to Salvador, there's cost involved, especially quarantine tigal adat sa lubong sa gida po all mo maringil they albor hospital kita nga niya policy gid healthcare fund sa el cover quarantine cost di tigel mo outpatient taman mo ubul, especially during this hard time. Mga niya efforts sa lolo na olbil nga niya gigil nga niya although the NCT funds ay tax alcohol tobacco around 4 million in savings. Mga president moderador Olbil, hopefully again si ilgo allocate regular do to the healthcare fund with the hospital and algo teme na COVID maring time na the hospital support the quarantine cost naman so continue medical referral self akal oilya safe time clue or leadership mamasada ngayon and hopefully can be done close to trail.
Sula Salvador, sula Dr. Roberts, medi CCE sel longit tel mara mergida other bela Salvador ra akang ergid ma understanding ergid ma support ergid ma participation ergid and mortial vaccine tel karer al tanglarya sa bekrengan makasay ergid wa segid kalet ko ra kini pics experiment ay kal mergid di mo lakle orang sa tigira scientist martoktang etial program ilang ablalu uli rablura Europe dik medung direct stat rablura Miguel etamla testeringi mla matiga result chengi lo aseng uror magabay ngat ngata ada belaul sebe edel ngariat ledel mo o benefit tial del tial kar topdang misegida ora untidel wasem bol klar mud abay kim nastata aldu ulgirel misya mande ki direct na mitra Minister Roberts mada Dr. Yano President-elect Mar Adal aswad tial momentum tial lumbrusel tial vaccine al lomu ulil continue sois bara 2021 auldas wal sa kalsel lobang gamiyo asing resources or hospital necessary ka role over time including a weekend may direkal mo o partner gid Michael private clinics al selvelaw te direkal ka mo kay ngesew mungususew emlar adal meray gayidal centers and mo ulen sa bedal vaccinate as many people as possible target tergida ang ara email dartel adra tal sils no less than that seguida amre dal lotaw taygal vaccine mang seloral mikme de kadal mutel mangal mo ror kita mar governors ma rebek leaders rablur belao encourage our other belao wasim tirgagi dal ngara order ayel blalomas a minister was akot te kadangara frontline ong eru kadangara mo odele embrael way seguida lo mo overngil me pol sebedel المري ادلو تيراك لايجل اليوتيرجيد من سبيتيال بروجرام الراب اب alage dong okra other hospital ma private clinic se longira adal mong en dikerdi mek meudia ya otutel tial toy again we'll work with you in the media related program al mong en okay ngari akademi.
Good morning, Minister. Some of the concern or misconception about the vaccine is why is Palau getting early access to the vaccine together with the U.S. So can you explain the arrangement Palau has with the U.S. because some are thinking that Palau is going to be guinea pigs. And to Mr. President, there's also skepticism about the safety of the vaccine. So my question is, to counter that, would you take the vaccine?
Actually, it's a blessing that we get it first. We're affiliated with the U.S. and they're our friends and they're willing to help us. So when they roll out things, it's not only for our protection, it's also for their protection because they have interest in us. So for them to protect us, and we're a very small population, to them, I think it's a good investment and it's also good for us. The thing is, we have to look at science. And, from all these studies coming out, like I said, this thing just didn't happen in March. This has been an ongoing, they've been working on the a vaccine during SARS, during MERS, and then everything kind of stopped because it was quiet. So when they took over, when COVID came in, they just basically picked up from there and fast-tracked it. But as far as we see, it's fairly safe. And then, the Pfizer was open in England already, and it seems to be okay. There's always fear about anything new, but if you look at the risk of not getting it and the benefits, I recommend that we get it. Yeah, and we've been taking vaccines ever since we've been kids. So this is nothing new. It should be part of the our duty to to protect ourselves and the population at hand. I guess the big question is is it going to be mandatory or is it voluntary or what? So far, the vaccination program in Palau is voluntary. Because there are some religious people, religious groups, example, blood donors. There's some religious group that just refuse to do that. And I know there's going to be some people who refuse to do this. And I think the important thing is for public safety, we need to have a waiver or a paper that whoever decides not to do it should sign it so we know who they are. Just to protect everybody. And my recommendation is, let's all go out and do it. And I think the president is going to be one of the first ones to get it.
Yeah, so the question is, will I do it? Yes, I will. When do I do it? I was going to follow what the recommendations of the health people would say, when, according to the frontliners first, and then the senior citizens, and then those with preconditions, and so but if you want, I'll if it helps that I'll be one of the first to get it, I'll gladly do it. But again, I'm asking the people of Palau, this is not the first vaccine that we take. We've had vaccines before, and this is something that's going to save lives. So let's do our part as responsible citizens.
Tuta Presidente, Minister Robert, sel minus 70 degrees el freezer. Sen ngesolo banggela igal vaccine el main kadam laring separately kadam arangin.
Hindi the procure clocklet. So we're looking at it. Hindi lang Pfizer, the Silicon Valley already designed transportation box nga niya, ang cooling box lang design niya sa NIL vaccine nga sila 10 days it remains at that temperature, and they sell namin the transfer more our own freezer. agi remurteng ina no ya Taiwan ma ako mamrigen ne contact ngel partner gidra sa ada CDC ra com they're also helping. And all of a sudden it tiang amoringi egada kal tol klora bluan dina kan malus pa iga ngani angar below up to 60 minus igel level fast freeze ang igel even was shalom angania I get here. We don't have a minus 70, so we're trying to procure one at least. Hindi got a recommendation, and since we have two choices, initially other CDC was a hindi ka facility kami halim ilia modern na requirement pa lang ay hindi elat ko recommend mo Pfizer is coming out first and direct pato kung direct luwi lang kanya facility we will get some, so we're working on that.
President, Minister Health amlo tatser sele toko erar referral el mora nangal ka school ma referral laning sel babilenge el mora ambassador Chow el dire ko ramne express ra frustration rebela ul wasi temla lingit tra Taiwan el mla redu sa dire el tial quarantine protocol le dire ka reciprocate ta Taiwan especially ma nangal ka school ma smear siang area hensi ra Taiwan amlami.
Gimingi ra official response ra government ta Taiwan. Ambassador obis ambassador tiang mal understanding medangalia logic until velaw ma reality. Apparently government ra Taiwan ma kuksel Taiwan CDC sel tirgegida dirga giril mo o gonger tial lolgoringi velaw ma government ra Taiwan. I'm hoping il wasing sibil mere dal time at address ringi ling ko dia kal make sense ala ka covid ra blur bela gida to pura Taiwan e quarantine dongoy tawdo dal mala test at quarantine again ambassador Taiwan base bela mal understanding ending tiang nga decision lang al bang ringi Taiwan health department ma government tier, and I hope in the very near future. For your information, President-elect, gidam la bring up this same thing al mora government ta Taiwan and involve funds siling Malta kair el ang augurur el al adadal do duro kurtil mong ediregal mo pera 2,500 arala quarantine ma test sila mora Taiwan aguk era kada mangira henjira government ta Taiwan hindi belaw giredal mutmukkur gidal moringa funds sab edro duro kurtigal ngasko gimal bongen sabil, and that's what we're working with Olvir el al address ay gidro do the plan mention minister wasing ngudo dra tiangarang klel NCD about 4 million dirga ka implementation or state governors sabi edel mga tal milyon telang help ra healthcare fund en address ti ay gidel problem ra quarantine ra at sila bora Taiwan.
Sila Mr. Presidente, Minister Health daw isuk na sing kuradia ka alla al mandate ra adal gidin momlar tel vaccine kami am laway seri maradal amo jagal mutaktan malangi hindi under emergency health blend declaring ngani aklise merulli alla amang under emergency health marada mo require girin mo malangi o mo mga employer jagal ngera radri el mawder litti diral ngilut el vaccine mo angara o mo misatial.
Yeah, of course, the safest thing, ang maral giri recommend other room, pero hindi maral de kal other was in force other mo malani. Hindi giri mo Tuesday was in the kaya show enforce again maral adam to me. Elang na well go policy hospital, di kasi mo school na sumong di ako vaccinated, ngal ka school. That's one of the requirements. As edu kruye so ali di ka mo tiang hindi ka bom travel mada ka bom motor so ela a school so ela kumbali ngara really the trial enforcing din close to train mukatmok marada among so you feel safe.
Sila Minister, kadiga question namin ungarian mutuan
Minister Roberts, you said that it's a voluntary vaccination. Will if the 83% of the population is vaccinated, would it achieve herd immunity? And which brings me to the question: so, is it safe to reopen borders when like 80% are vaccinated?
Yes, I think that's the general recommendation is a herd immunity. If you vaccinate 80% of the population, you can feel fairly confident that you're okay. So I think that's our target. But since we're so small community, why just go 80? Let's do 100 if we can. Yeah, but definitely if we get 80, it's better than what we have now. So.
The follow-up, Marcel, 20% is that the 12 years old and below?
There's going to be that population, so it's going to be some of it. But we'll try to hit 100% tigil gini malani. Yeah.
Aigal vaccination record rablu bela direk mal gire dan mungila rungudrangi campus ling even my UN ma WHO mla amat travelur bela aigal na umrekra we're actually in the high risk
very high
vehicle vaccination and waitial kora matter of life and death I would hope wasar vekla direk mal mo samariare mega effort nguling ditirgel lual ngara last line el momalar tiang tirgel msisi abadngir which would be the children ulgum kada 80% other bela vaccinated still 20% most likely ditir tom sindri tigai dal ngal by msisi abadngir egidal oliura rakta amlamo dia kata amlamo vaccinated that would be an ideal situation albangari.
The other thing in this small population, and it's a practice here, because the vaccine sometimes is 1, 2, and 3 doses, and sometimes they skip. And when reviewing the records, and if it's incomplete, the vaccinators go out and chase the people in the community and do it. And it's all it takes. Yeah.
Solamente tendi motadal vaccine malube kada mo marngi.
Well, there's nothing free in this world. Hindi, hopefully, it doesn't cost us too much. Hindi, gunda sa egel el mel nga namrigel, and they're part of Tiagil close energy, so they're giving it to us. Hindi nga niya igigil administration cost, may gal so there's a little bit of cost involved. Di hopefully, and di waigal baby a vaccine in dolan, di ka do the pocket out pop.
Agi alalu orngi Salvador important dakat maklitya lurior mga audo da dia kal niamo ulit kora aradable kang and if necessary agi administrative cost al take care government man dia ka cost girela alal mo ulang dia kal melo la vaccine.
Sula Mr. President.
Okay. Me donitra Minister Baklay Chilton mal kuram skida el tela Christmas el talbang ri el ngaringa karbiw bukmara.
Malwit ta President ma media akti mo ay salwa sesel kuk tangot makringil gilal holidays at children's Christmas program omu la next week Monday ma President Obangela ngalgara IOTA ma Ministry of Health ma malgayok Head Start mo light up sale Christmas tree ra Capitol ra Monday nga December 14 ya Tuesday nguk ngari erungul park ay omu sale 6:30 direct ngari obisra olbira kalula wa both Senate and House akuk mo open sale ngari Tuesday ra erungul park direct ngari Ministry of State maigal embassy ra Siabal ma Australia seguido el Tuesday ya Wednesday ang mutul mura Capitol nga Ministry of Finance ma Ministry of Justice lobengel ang elementary school mga along elementary school ra Wednesday ya Thursday ang mutul nga erungul park Coral Elementary School ma George P. Harris Elementary School lobengel Ministry of Education ma embassy ra Taiwan. Yang conclude ngira Friday ngira direct ngara Capitol Lomangela MPIC ma MCCA Lomangela Aymalik Elementary School ma Malgayok Elementary School sesel annual Christmas program lagi del mura ngal garbelaw mang kada mal invite tarbek la del wa sesel Monday nga light up a Christmas tree a president ma first lady ma rangal gara elementary rangal gayot siyang ra Emmaus magdoni tarbek la del mo sabi edel guk joiner sa gidel opening ceremony ra light up a Christmas tree gida other belaw ring tarbek la man sabi edel carpool mosoro doral ma Capitol sel Monday Wednesday Friday ya Tuesday Thursday duk ngal erong park may gida president malungil Christmas sa marbekla
Sulang Minister Chilton Salvador aklugu kesel meeting ra Baramayong National and State Leadership semo live stream dra PNCC akwasal al ngaria karmi ko girela gel betokol maklol ngar alela finance matora udo de aklugu mal girel mo interesting Adilungile the skip Prime Minister sada ngalak ang kukulmutal another 30 minutes lo sauda WIOA but I think tomorrow in malbeto ka will information mo tuwa ra starus ma raikal betok mo klo lurior including our CIP I think it's going to be a good 2-hour leadership meeting rakluguk Igay kita belaldo Minister Health ng Artiam direk al-swad al-share aklugu kundi I'm sure yung direk betok akaramiul sa elkuk moto aklugu kirel tiam. Sinton kanya. Okay. Kasi congratulate other school kamil other media le eli yung mlanya I'm sorry sira Monday mlanya groundbreaking ra PSL designer parking lot mamu Rail Miradi Drang Matral ra Koror Elementary School. Tiang waya ka public-private partnership, especially Surang and Sons Company, aguk nga ra private sector, pick up cloud part ra coaster tial. Kadamal ko ra look forward del girela completion or project teling as you know atra ko cloud contributor mo ra traffic jam sila tutaw at tial lo tirma o kordalira ngal ka school sila bara with that project ang SBL guk mo is up plus sa safety ra ngal involved so it was a good thing to invest money ra al shelter program okay adi gay gid kung ibo kung tergi de edrutel wish a happy holidays el al sil se Salvador kung man ada media en tugubet sil sa Flavin Miss ra Division of Immigration Leonora Ramel ra Public Health Clarice Mulus ra Ira Elementary School ma Olmatalel Ngoriak ra Division of Ancillary Services ra tiyang hospital okay tigaya tukubet silsil sa tirmang to wish them a happy birthday so la mergida other below let's continue to take care and prepare ourselves for the upcoming holidays umang sound
Sulang Mr. President, igimoreng ang sulim na subil orang sektor press conference relal tutaw, lomangela President Rumsomar Minister Sungi, Oman Sulang.